Hey, this is Gary with Today for Tomorrow, and welcome to the third video in our Greening Our Home series. Today we're going to take a look at the things that we can do outside the house to green our homes. There's a lot of interesting things, and some of them are really going to save some money. Well, a great place to start greening your home is in your garage. There's plenty of opportunity there. Let's start with the big one, and that's your vehicle. So in America, 30% of all greenhouse gases come from our transportation. That's a huge number, and 58% of that number comes from light-duty vehicles. In other words, our cars. So we can make a huge impact by switching to hybrid, or even better, electric vehicles. Now, there's another thing we can do, and that's save a bunch of money. I drive a 1500 pickup truck. I have for years. But I'll tell you something, it costs me a lot in gas. I do a lot of driving. Lately, that's $600 to $700 a month. Well, my local utility company is running a special $38, unlimited nights and weekends. They will come and hook up and permit the EV charging system. All I've got to do is buy the EV, and I'm doing that. I'm buying a Tesla. So I'm going to turn my $600 to $700 a month gas bill into a $38 a month electric bill that, by the way, is coming from solar power. So it's green power feeding a green vehicle, saving me a ton of money and saving the planet while I'm at it. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out electric and check out your utility company for any incentives like that. Okay, this is a terrible camera angle, but I've just got to show you. Almost everybody, including me, starts off with the garage with those ugly fluorescent tube lights. Get those out of there, dispose of them properly because they're toxic, but then switch out for LED lights. They look better, they last almost forever, and they use a lot less power, a much greener option. Hey, another great way to green your home in your garage is with your yard tools and your power tools. Almost everything that we used to have to rely on gas for is now being made electric. I've got my blowers, weed whackers, trimmers, edgers, lawnmower, even my pressure washer is electric, and of course plenty of power tools as well. So as your tools start to break and you need to replace them, go ahead and look for electric options. You'll be glad you did. Okay, last but not least in the garage here is my tankless hot water heater. Now it's green because it's electric and also because it's tankless. It's only making hot water when we need it, when we turn on the hot water. One caveat though, if you have people in your family who really take long showers, this might not be a good choice for you because it's unlimited hot water and you'll get those people that just want to sit and take a 20-25 minute shower. That's not good for the planet. That's not good for your power bill either. You know, it's so funny is I was just about to start talking about our yards, and one of the things I was going to mention is that our yards are habitat, and that before we lived here, there were animals here, and there still are animals trying to live here. And I noticed something I'm going to show you right now. You see a little visitor I have here, this Muscovy duck. She's got her second nest of the season, and right by my front door. So I think that makes the point that our yards are habitat. It's starting to rain now, so I'm not going to get out there, but I will tell you this. I live in a neighborhood with an HOA, and if I did not, I would absolutely 100% have all native species in my front yard, and I would xeriscape. In other words, I would have zero sod, none at all, just some gravel rocks and natural grasses and natural or adapted vegetation. A, I'm going to save a lot of money on my water bill, but B, I'm going to conserve that water for nature and for everybody because water is becoming a very big problem for all of us. An absolute must for greening your home is composting. You've probably seen my composting videos, and the compost setup can be as simple as what's behind me here, which is literally just an area where you throw debris and you turn it once in a while, or it can be a store-bought sort of a setup, some you turn. I recently bought one that's allegedly going to aerate itself. You don't have to turn it. I'll show that to you now, but there are tons of options out there. If you're not composting, start composting. Super easy way to green your home. It's keeping all that yard waste and kitchen scraps out of the landfill where they would turn into methane, a harmful greenhouse gas, and giving you free plant food. So here's the new composter I got. It's an AeroBin. They had them at Costco, and I thought, why not? Let's give it a try. And this model is supposed to not require any turning, which is what made it so interesting. You can see things happening down there. Oh yeah, and look, already collecting a compost tea. Now that can be mixed, I think 10 or 20 to 1 with water and put right on your plants. And I know my bananas right here are going to absolutely love it. Okay, I wish I could show you some cisterns or some rain barrels. Unfortunately, I don't have either. But what I can show you is a couple of things you can do with your existing sprinkler system that can help you to save money and to conserve water. Right up here at the edge of the roof here, you're going to see a rain sensor. Very inexpensive. I installed it myself, so it's very easy to install. And what that does is make sure that when it fills up with rain, you're not going to have your sprinkler systems turn on and when you don't need them. So it's a great way to save water and money. Down here, if you happen to have a digital sprinkler timer box, you've got a real neat system, an option here under seasonal adjust. So you can see now we've been getting a lot of rain. I put it to 70%. That means every time it waters, it does only 70% of the normal watering. And then of course, when it gets dry, all I gotta do is pop that up and we'll be at 100%. Super simple, touch of a button, saving money, saving water. I mentioned native and adaptive species in the front yard, and there's nothing wrong with doing that in the backyard too. Another great option though is to have a food forest in your backyard, and that's what I've done. If you've seen my other videos, literally all my side and backyards are food forest, and you can see that behind me here. The wonderful thing about a food forest is, like the adaptive and native species, it really doesn't need much water. So it can get by in an area like South Florida. It's raining right now, basically just on the rain. And you can use rain barrels or cisterns to catch and collect that rain so that you can take advantage of those wet times when you have some dry times. And last but certainly not least is what you don't see behind me there on the roof, and that's solar panels. I looked into it for my house, just the way my roof was configured and everything else going on. It did not make sense for my house. It was not cost effective. But definitely look into it. If it's something that works for you, I strongly encourage you to do it. It's a wonderful way to green your house. Well, that's our video for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a few things, and maybe you can put some of these things into practice right away or when the time comes. For now, I'm Gary with Today for Tomorrow, reminding you that it's the little things we do in our daily lives today that make such a big impact on all of our tomorrows.